Hi, I'm Leslie Palma, Communications Director for Priests for Life, here with your pro-life news break for Friday, September 26th. Chicago Cardinal Blase Cupich's plan to honor pro-abortion U.S. Senator Dick Durbin with a Lifetime Achievement Award in November has angered Catholics and pro-lifers across the country. Here at Priests for Life, we've invited those upset with the Cardinal to sign a petition supporting the bishops who have spoken out against the plan. You can find it and sign it at prolifepetition.com. Though Durbin identifies as Catholic and was once fervently pro-life, the Democrat switched sides early in his congressional career and is now among the most radical abortion supporters in the Senate. Let us know how you feel by signing the petition and leaving a comment. You don't have to be Catholic to sign. prolifepetition.com. Abortion advocates and the media are up in arms again that the often touted safety of the abortion drug mifepristone will get another look. Both Health Secretary Robert Kennedy and FDA Commissioner Marty Makary have previously announced that such a review is ongoing, but when they repeated that in a letter to 22 Republican attorneys general this week, the media went berserk all over again. Abortion advocates like to say chemical abortion is a safe and easy alternative to surgical abortion, while those of us who live in the real world know that it is neither safe nor easy. In a bid to keep its Medicaid millions, Planned Parenthood in Wisconsin has stopped scheduling abortion appointments beyond September 30th. The tax and spending bill signed by President Trump in July removes abortion providers from the Medicaid reimbursement program, and a legal challenge from Planned Parenthood was rebuffed earlier this month by a federal appeals court that said the Trump administration may continue with plans to defund the abortion seller for 1 year. In a post on social media, Wisconsin Planned Parenthood said it would resume killing the unborn as soon as we are able. Meanwhile, the Planned Parenthood affiliate in Kentucky has said it has no plans to close its facilities in Lexington and Louisville. That might sound heroic to abortion fans, but the reality is that Kentucky law protects most babies from abortion. Also this week, a coalition of 22 Democrat attorneys general in the state of Pennsylvania filed a motion for a preliminary injunction against the Trump administration to block the defunding of Planned Parenthood. This case likely will end up in the U.S. Supreme Court. The Missouri ballot saga continues. A county judge last Friday ordered a rewrite of the proposed pro-life amendment that, after ruling that lawmakers were deceptive in their language on the resolution that would repeal a pro-abortion amendment passed last year. Secretary of State Denny Hoskins was ordered to submit revised language within 7 days. The amendment should appear on the 2026 ballot. During a meeting at the United Nations this week, Health Secretary Kennedy said the U.S. cannot accept language that promotes gender ideology or an international right to abortion, and that he would reject a political declaration that includes that language. Also this week at the UN, Archbishop Paul Gallagher warned that women's equality cannot be achieved unless the dignity of all people is respected, especially the most fragile and vulnerable, from the unborn to the elderly. The British cleric made his comments during a celebration of the 30th anniversary of the United Nations World Conference on Women that was held in Beijing. The Archbishop also called abortion a false solution for improving maternal mortality around the globe. Susan B. Anthony Pro-Life America has announced plans to spend $9 million to win U.S. Senate seats in Michigan and Georgia. The retirement of Michigan incumbent Gary Peters, a Democrat, has candidates of both parties lining up to represent the state that is always an important battleground in presidential elections. Susan B. Anthony and the Women Speak Out Political Action Committee will spend $4.5 million to reach 1 million voters in 3 cities. Pro-life voters who do not consistently vote in midterm elections will be targeted for outreach. In Georgia, the organization will invest $4.5 million to unseat Democratic incumbent Senator Jon Ossoff. As in Michigan, inconsistent midterm voters in 4 cities will be targeted with digital advertising, direct mail, and a push for early voting. Susan B. Anthony President Marjorie Dannenfelser described Ossoff as an abortion radical who voted against advancing a bill to mandate life-saving medical treatment for newborns who survive abortion. At 38, the one-term senator is the youngest incumbent in the Senate. And finally, a safe haven baby box installed in Montgomery, Alabama in May welcomed its first occupant in August. In a recent Facebook post, Montgomery Fire Rescue said, "Last month, a newborn was safely and anonymously surrendered at our baby box. We are deeply grateful to the courageous mother who, in a time of crisis, made the difficult decision to seek help and ensure her child's safety. While her identity will remain completely anonymous, her decision represents love, bravery, and hope." Safe haven laws in all 50 states allow mothers to surrender their newborns without penalty, but 300 baby boxes in 20 states permit them to do it without having to face anyone or explain their decision. That's some of what's making news this week. Thank you so much for tuning in. The 40 Days for Life fall campaign has begun, with abortion facilities in towns and cities all over the country targeted for peaceful, prayerful protests. To sign up at a location near you, go to 40daysforlife.com. Also, if you are in D.C. on Sunday, Stanton Public Policy Center is holding a prayer and worship vigil in front of the Supreme Court from 7 to 8 p.m., and they would love to see you there. The court's new term opens Monday. Have a safe and blessed weekend, and please remember always that life is the only choice.
Halloween is fast approaching, and many Christians shy away from Halloween. But Anthony DeStefano, famous children's author, has written a great book called All Hallows Eve. And in this book, from a Christian perspective, he shows that it has a good meaning for us. And look at some of these illustrations. A little spooky. He takes you on a spooky trail, but at the end, the children learn that Halloween can have a good message for Christians. There's also a special note to parents, too. Go to our online store, prolifeproducts.org, and get your copy today.
Hey everyone, this is Patrick Novakoski of Nova Media. I've known Frank Pavone and Priests for Life for decades, and I encourage you to check out the great work they're doing. They're one of the great apostolates in the pro-life movement and continuing to inspire and guide the pro-life movement to victory and helping moms and saving babies. So please check out everything that they're doing.